start with the tail of the tape, man. What's the measurements right now, man? What is the illustrious George Foster? What's the tail of the tape? He's still about 6'6". You ain't got no shorter, so how much do you weigh?
But I'm fluctuating in between 317 and like 320, right?
Okay, all right. And we were talking before we started recording. So you said, because I told you, man, you look good. You look real svelte, like you've been out there running. Have you been running? Because I see you logging the miles. Are you walking them or are you running?
I'm hiking them.
Okay.
Yeah, so getting that elevation and the rugged terrain and all that stuff right there.
So you out there with a walking stick?
I ain't picked up the stick yet, man. I like to keep the arm swinging. You know what I mean? I be seeing folks out there with the stick, man. More power to them, man. They be out there with double sticked up.
Man, you know they real serious when they come through there with the striders.
And they come through double stick. I got hiking shoes. I got me some hiking kicks though.
So you actually got some hiking shoes?
Yeah, trail kicks. You know what I mean?
Man, they don't feel like no old high techs or something, man. They always thought like them hiking shoes be too thick, man.
I don't do the boots.
Okay.
Trail kicks. I got me some Nikes with React sole and all this. Okay. They got crazy grip on them though. You know what I mean?
You out there bounding off the rock sideways and whatnot, man.
That has become my preferred method of exercise nowadays, man. I didn't pick that up till the pandemic started because I was going to the gym. I was going to the YMCA just in case, you know, any of our fellow ex-NFL guys, they know you get a free YMCA membership.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I started taking advantage of that. And when you start doing the numbers, you didn't realize the Y be charging like that. So
man, as if it's 24-hour, right?
Oh, that's a nice free deal right there because the ticket is mean on it.
100%.
I thought Y was like the step down from LA Fit. No, you paying the Y getting that money.
Y said we got towel service too now. We got paid. Somebody got 4 these towels up too now.
Yeah, so I started doing that, man. I was doing the pool workouts. So I would at first I was doing just strictly pool. I would get in there and I would hold some little dumbbells and do the resistance with the I just get in there and run.
Okay.
Then I do some flies or some curls and all kind of stuff.
Did you take a class though? Was you taking a class?
No, I didn't go to class because I wasn't. I just went whenever I could.
Okay.
So I didn't get into any class. The class is long time, years, probably 10 years ago. I've been there with the old folks. I think I might have been still playing, and I get up with the old folks and get it in. And but I would do that, and then I was like, I'm gonna stick with this. Then I started kind of fiending for some weights a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You start looking at your body, be like, yeah, you're losing weight, but man, this thing falling. Like this thing, you know what I'm saying? It ain't really swole up right. So I started hitting the weights, and then I would do the weights first, and then get in the pool for cardio.
Okay.
And do that. Then pandemic hit. Boom. Everything shut down. And so I couldn't get in the weight room no more. And I wanted to get outside. So I just started finding trails.
Right.
I figured anything 45, 50 minutes away, under that, I'll go. And so I just started finding different trails, hitting them, and started getting my hike on. And then you get more and more endurance and just do it like that, man. So that's been my method.
Man, I see you. I mean, you legit really hike, like, because there's a difference between a walker. You go out there 30 minutes, but now you out there 90 minutes plus. You getting 5 miles plus, and like you said, man, like I saw one day you was tracking your deal all the way around out there in Stone Mountain. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no pump.
Yeah, man. I try to get it in, man. So, and you hear all is all the nature sounds, and you get to clear your head. And
so, are you out there without no earbuds in for a minute, or are you like you podcasting it up?
I do the earbuds. Earbuds because I gotta have my music.
Okay,
I gotta have my music, but it's just real. it's just real relaxing out there, man. You get to clear your head
For
and
sure.
get the exercise at the same time, man.
So one of the things we talk about with this is like mental health. So, for us now at this juncture where we at, a lot of the working out ain't being the buffest or whatever. We want to make sure our weight's in check, but also just to kind of get that release, just a little bit of a pump or just a little something to make you, like you got to catch your breath a little bit, strain a little bit. Because as much as we talk shit about not when we was playing Men I Never, we missed that part for sure. It seems like when the guys we talk to, like we need to have just a little push like that. We like that physical.
Yeah. And it's necessary for our health, man. Is you don't realize if you get too sedentary, man, that bring a bunch of problems on, man. And we have to nip that in the bud.
Right.
Start listening to your body and all that stuff, and just make sure you're staying active. You ain't got to do what you once did before, but you got to stay active, or it'll come back and bite you in the butt, man. And then you definitely don't want to balloon up and get to where you can't really lose it because you can't move like you used to. You know what I mean? Your backs and knees and whatever else you got going on, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to burn those calories when your body don't work the way it used to. So you got to take care of it early.
That's kind of the gift and the curse because, like, man, I don't think we all don't realize how much output we had playing ball all day. You know what I'm saying? So, like, because nobody had a watch tracker back then, but I'm sure them dudes moving 20, 30,000 steps in a practice. And then, you gotta work out that day. But then if you that type of dude, you got your own workout outside the workout. And then that don't even count in like rehab. But for now, for a lot of us, the rehab is the workout, is work, you know what I'm saying? The warm-up is the workout for us. And so we definitely don't have that output. And so it's that catch-22 of realizing how much I'm not really moving like I used to. And then, like you said, trying to figure out something where it's that happy medium between the injuries you got. Because after a certain point, if you get too big, there's a threshold. You might not come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think that threshold for me, that if I had to put a number on, it's like 330. I've been 328. I might have been 330, but I never seen it on the scale. And there's that's always the big difference. What's one of the heaviest you think you ever been?
Had to be like 360, 64.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. Had to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I actually saw, but I feel like I saw 64 on that thing. I say 60, but I say I feel like I seen 364 on there before. Maybe I had clothes on or something.
No, I'm saying you hopped on a hop right off. Everybody, and that's
naked weight. I done at least been 360 something. You know what I mean? And so I dropped about some days that total probably about 50 pounds.
Hell yeah. And that ain't no punk. And that's the other thing. So is there a certain number that'll look for you that you're looking for to be like, all right, I want to get to 270, or for a lot of guys, it might be body fat or whatever. But for you,
I don't have a particular goal. I'm just trying to stay active, more active than I was, eat better. Like I ain't gonna front. You know what I'm saying? So I just had a honey bun.
And you suffer than a honey pack of honey buns.
You know what I mean? The difference now is I didn't used to burn that honey bun off.
Yeah.
I didn't used to, you know what I mean? Like I used to, you know what I'm saying? And even when I wasn't, the thing is, and what guys can't really, I guess you want to say, get caught up in is you don't have to be wilding to get too far gone. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't just throwing down pizzas and, you know what I'm saying, 2-3 hamburgers and, I got too many kids to eat out, so I cooked every day, so like I wasn't really wilding out here and still got big, you know what I mean? And you still get the health problems and stuff if that come along with it too. And you ain't even got to be, so imagine the people that's wilding, then you add on, maybe some people might have drank a lot, that's calories, you know what I mean? you know, you ain't, like you said, like, I went wilding and still got up there.
That's the scary thing, man, because like you said, like I somewhat know, all right, Langston, you can't have no damn fried food every day, maybe 4 days a week, every other day. But then you think about it, some dudes just to the wind, they drinking every night. They, what I'm saying? They ain't drinking no water. You know what I'm saying, man? It's that old, you feel like an old person, man. You ain't got no fiber up in you. You know what I'm saying?
Being proactive, man. I take my vitamins every morning.
Right.
I get up, my multivitamin, my vitamin C. I put I get my greens powder, put it in a smoothie or something.
What? Grape or red? Red.
Peanut, fix me some of that thick gravy.
Like I get that in there. I get that in me every morning now. I wasn't doing that before. I wasn't being proactive with all that stuff. I label read more than I had before. Like you get the information and you realize, okay, you're not supposed to have X amount of sodium in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So you're cognizant, even if you're not strict, you cognizant of what you putting in your body.
And that's not foreign for us because, again, that's something we all had built into us, trying to come up, be at the pinnacle of playing football. We knew coming up, all right, in college, man, I can't be doing this. And as you learn more, you do better. But then once we start playing.
It is different. Like we fall off, but we know what it is to be on the right track. Some people never, like the average Joe, they just, you know what I'm saying? You from Macon, Georgia, you come up, sausage, eggs, grits every morning, eat what you want to eat, do what you want to do. And ain't never had a supplement or a vitamin in your life. You know what I mean? And you grew up like that 50, 60, 70, 80 years.
Correct. I mean? So a lot of it is just, not going to the doctor, but that's the beauty and the gift of the curse of football again is that the better you got, the better healthcare you got. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking the best of the, George, we're not just going to take you to the thumb specialist. We're going to take you through the back door of the best thumb specialist. And he's in Alabama. We fly you out tomorrow, and so it's real hard to make that adjustment after you've been playing, you know what I'm saying? Because, if you ever had anything wrong with you, you had a team doctor, you had somebody you can go to. But now that you out the loop, you still got insurance, you still got all that, but just figuring out how to get back into setting up appointments. A lot of that is a deterrent for guys, and when we know we got to be getting those checkups, because we got checkups 3 times a year because of football. But now that football ain't here no more, we still got to keep up that pace, but nobody does.
You got to get on it because our body be speaking to us, right? And we used to ignoring it. You got to break that habit of ignoring stuff that you feel going on with your body and all that stuff, and get this stuff checked out, man. You know what I'm saying? That toughness, you know what I'm saying? That it didn't matter. The only place it really matters is on the field.
Correct.
And we ain't on the field no more. So might as well, you know what I'm saying? Hey, get rid of that tough guy stuff and go check yourself out, man.
Correct. And it's funny when you go to the doctor, the dude be like, man, so who's your primary care dude? I'd be like, I thought it was you. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dude, like, that's why I'm here. Like, I looked you up on the internet. Like, so, but like, it's getting into that and just being like the same approach you took with finding the right coach or finding a speed guy to get your 40 right. You got to take now that same approach when it comes to your kidney, or if you got your sugar wrong, you got to go get the right, endocrinologist. And so all of that stuff is important. But that's not foreign to us. We just got to do it for ourselves now. And so that's the big thing. So what does health look like for you, for George now? It's not a certain number. Is it just quality of life? Because, I mean, you're looking good. You're looking like you done rolled back the clock about, I wouldn't say 2002, Georgia Bulldog cheating, George Foster. But, you close, though. You looking like you wrote them amazing greens must be doing hella wonders for you, man. What does health look like for you right now?
Health look like for me, now, it don't stop the aches and pains. You know what I mean? Now it's better for you to be lighter. You know what I mean? You know, but you still have your aches and pains here and there. But you're taking stress off your organs, man. You know what I mean? You can wake up and you feel like, you know, you have energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have energy. You don't like if just say if your blood pressure right, you ain't having no headaches. You ain't like, you know, you just better. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but it's better. You know it when you feel it. When you're in better shape, you feel it, you know it, and and it's an everyday process.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's an ongoing process. You gotta, you know, like my kids a little older, so they wake up and cook their own breakfast. You know, you smelling that bacon going, and it's nice. They got some bacon going, but yeah, I don't fool with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a big thing with a lot of us. We all got kids, and so we were all big, and you know, we use food a lot to, you know, we use food for everything. Especially, you know, I always say, you know, football fed a lot of us with banquets, with all-star games, you go up into the spot and dude be like, I got you, big man, you know, because you balled the other night, and I ordered a 2-piece, he gonna throw that 8-piece in there, and that's, you know what I'm saying, you needed that as a jit, because, you know what I'm saying, you needed that extra, you ain't had no money. But so for your kids now, what's some of the biggest lessons you try to have? Because you want them to be kids, you want them to enjoy food, but then especially having girls, you don't want to like put nothing in their mind, like, you know, body image stuff. But
yeah, that's something you kind of you got to toe the line with a little bit with
right.
them. They, you know what I'm saying, they definitely like to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They big girls, they tall. You
right.
know what I mean? And 2 of them involved in cheer, in competitive cheer.
Okay.
So they, you know, they're active, but they still like to eat. And so you have to, hey man, chill out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you don't want to make them self-conscious about themselves. You know what I mean? But you just have to, you lay it on them. And plus is what you provide for them too.
Right. I mean, you the one buying the groceries, so
yeah. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna cook them something, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a meat, it's gonna be a starch, you're gonna get your greens.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're gonna get your veggies. You know what I mean? And so it's all about you have to set the tone too as a parent. You know what I mean? Even though they get they snacks and stuff, you know,
they're gonna do that.
Your grandma might get them something.
100%.
You know what I mean? But
that's the one thing we all know. Our kids 100% don't do a damn thing. They don't do a damn thing we say, but they gonna do 100% what we do. You know what I'm saying? So
they're watching you.
Right. And so that's the that's the thing. I know I gotta be, you know, because you know, one of the questions we ask, are you when you're in your prime feeding days, were you a sneak and eat guy? Like you in the cut eating? Was you waiting until people went to sleep to eat? You went down in the man cave, or was you grazing all day?
You know what, man? I just always been a big dude, so it wasn't really tied to my eating habits. You know what I mean? I didn't eat no more than the next guy. You know what I mean? And so, you know, it's guys, most of the guys smaller than me ate way more than I did.
Right. Which is always hilarious.
I'm just a big dude, man.
When did you know you were bigger than everybody else?
I got a prime example. Hold on. So when did I know that I was bigger than everybody else? I don't know if I can see that picture, but the biggest dude.
That's you in the white shirt over there.
We done all bigger than everybody else. I'm about the same size as the coach on the other side.
Oh, what grade was that?
Shoot, I stopped playing baseball at 11, so I was no older than 11.
Yeah, so that had to be about what, fourth, fifth? No, that had to be about fifth grade, right?
Sixth grade. I was 11 in sixth grade.
Okay.
So I know I didn't play middle school baseball. So this was either fifth or sixth grade, and I was tall as the other coach.
Was you a pitcher?
Pitch a little bit, hit first base.
So that's the other thing. You was a big kid.
At home, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers.
Big dude wasn't no big kid. You was a kid, but big dude. But you was probably out there doing everything, pitching.
You see all the little kids. You see everybody else doing things, and you want to do it too. You know what I mean? When you playing like what you want to say? You playing like sandlot football, and ain't no lineman in sandlot football. You want to run that thing too. So I used to get that tater and take off.
You want to juke people. I'm saying you want to be, because wasn't no Jerome. You wanted to juke people. You want to take off from somebody, run away from somebody.
And so back then, like, you know, I knew I was a big dude though. So I like dudes like Ironhead, Hayward, and you know, we had the old school, the OG, like I used to get the NFL films videos from like Goodwill and like the Salvation Army. They used to have like the tapes. And so I knew the old school. I used to be like Larry Zonka, using my good, like them the cats that run over people. That's what I want to be.
Okay.
You know, I didn't know I was gonna be 6'6" though. I thought I was gonna be a fullback, yo.
So from there, so you thought you was gonna be a fullback. So yeah. from middle school, you went on to play basketball. From there, that's when you was just taller than everybody. You was like,
yeah. So I played.
Was you handling the rock then? Was you handling the rock? Was they letting you hold the pill, or you just had to post up in the pen?
Post game for life.
Okay.
I've been in the post for life. You know what I mean? So like middle school, high school, playing basketball. That's how you just keep your feet good, ready for football and stuff. So I always been a good dude, but I like to move around with the little guys because they was having fun. When they started dunking, I wanted to dunk. So I just kept trying. I was heavier than everybody else, but I eventually got up there. And then once you get up there one time, it's a wrap.
Do you remember the first time you hit that 300-pound mark?
That had to be getting ready for college.
Okay.
I played basketball in high school, and they used to run us in the ground. So I would get slim in basketball season. You know, so I probably was 260 or something or whatever. But like, I stopped playing basketball. My knees and shins started hurting, and so I stopped playing basketball halfway through the season, my senior year. And then to let my knees get right, and then concentrated on going on to Georgia. And so I was working out and stuff. I probably hit 300 to something like right before going up there to Georgia. Was it a struggle, or was just, box of honey buns a day, man? What's up? It was natural progression, dog. I was a big dude. I didn't. I ain't never had no issue. That's the thing. That's a lot of these guys. They finish playing, and that thing just fall off. It ain't like that. Most of the guys I know, we had to make weight on Thursday. When we get weighed in Thursday in the league, correct. We had to make weight. You know what I'm saying? Sauna, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Shoot, some of those guys was too light weighing in. You know what I mean?
I think that's
when they finish,
that's sort of the big difference that we've seen is that if you had to make weight, once the career is over, it's tougher to lose the weight. But some of those dudes, like you say, they had to eat themselves. They talk about, I had to gorge and I had to eat all this ice cream to get up to the weight. And I know for myself or Langston or you, that wasn't never the case.
No. We once we ended, we had to make sure we ain't balloon up for real. You know what I mean? So it's a little different. It's kind of, I'm kind of envy those guys that finished and they just got slim all of a sudden. They got six packs and all that stuff.
So do you think that's kind of a function of those guys just attacking it a lot earlier? Like, you know, Yanda, you know, beautiful story, but, you know, his whole deal, no, but he just went right at it as if he was training for it to go back into the league, but it was all to lose weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I read his story. The common thread is a lot of those guys, they used to have to consume a lot of calories to be what they were in the league, and they just ended those calories. So it ramped up the workouts, stopped consuming the calories that they used to, and voila, the weight fell off. You know what I mean? Me, I didn't, you know, I didn't have to consume a lot of calories to stay what I was. I was a naturally big dude, as I showed you that picture. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I didn't have no growth spurts growing up or nothing. I was just big from the jump. I grew the standard 1 inches or so that everybody else grew. I was just always bigger. You know what I mean? So keeping weight off that's a struggle for guys in that realm, man. Some of us was just big old athletes. You know what I mean? A lot of those guys were just, you know, pretty good athletes that were, I look at them like they were kind of like in tweener mode athletically. You know what I mean? So, okay, I'm not really that great an athlete, but I'm not 300 pounds. What can I do? Gain all this weight and be a decent lineman.
Because if not, you're a fullback. Or the fullbacks don't exist.
Like Joe Thomas.
Right.
Yeah. So
because if not, if you don't gain the weight, Joe Thomas is a tight end with no hands, right?
You know what I'm saying? So they had to make a decision, and some coach had to make a decision for them along the way, and they stuck with it, and became what they became. You know what I mean? Some really good players out there.
Yeah, it's definitely that's definitely been a wild deal because I mean, you know, I definitely can see how the mindset you can be locked into it, but that is a good point because we were also saying earlier, like some of these dudes, if they played, you know, maybe 4 or 5 years later, they don't make it as offensive linemen because they kind of hovered around, you know, the lighter end of, you know, because they had to struggle to gain weight to play offensive line anyway. So maybe it's a combination of timing too, because you know there's a lot more athletic, you know, LaCharles Bentleys and different guys like that in the world that can move at 310 and those different sizes, like where, you know, maybe a dude like a Olin Kreutz who, you know, had to finesse a lot of dudes, but he was always lighter. It's a whole different deal. But timing is always a big deal with a lot of cats too. You came from South Georgia. Would you consider yourself country big?
Pretty much.
Define that. What is that to you? Because you played it. Because you a country dude. You a big dude, but you played against bigger. Wow. Yeah. I mean, so
man, it just seemed like that's where all the naturally big dudes come from the country, man. I don't know, you know, if we want to get deep into it, there's probably a lot of genetics that come from being in the South, you know, slave trade and all that.
Correct.
All that stuff, where people were just bred bigger than the norm. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You know, people from, you just get big country dudes from the South, man, and I imagine I fall in that category.
Yeah, real quick, you know, shout out to MacTown. You know, we used to pass through there going out to my families out in Albany, Southwest Georgia. Yeah. So, you know, I know that whole area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the Benny. You see, when you country, you call it all Benny.
Exactly. Well, it's crazy because they're not
from up north. Would call it Albany.
It's crazy because they're not even from Albany. They're from Leary, Georgia. You know, which is on the outskirts of Albany. So it's smaller than that.
That's something else right there.
Damn. All right. So it's funny when we talk to a lot of guys, especially a lot of the offensive linemen. They talked about, when they had to move inside to play guard, you never really did that, but they had always had it stuck in their mind. They had to gain an extra 10, 15, 20 pounds to play guard just because it's real in there versus, playing out there at the tackle position.
You know what I'm saying? You played next to that big house human.
The house that can move, right?
Boy, that big baby, man. Like, it's different in there.
Yeah.
It's different in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't see these guys, like, the game has evolved, man. Sean Rogers doesn't exist no more. It's different. Now, the people like you that got looked down upon, them
Timing.
Timing.
Your little ass should have been held back.
The best player in football. Now, he's not the best D lineman. Aaron Donald is the best football player on the planet in my book. And he is 6 foot tall, 290 pounds, if that. It take everybody lunch.
Mm-hmm.
if that was like them your side, like you and Big Chuck, and you know what I mean? Like the top, like literally, if you want to go interior lineman,
what's your boy from the Falcons? He played at Clemson.
Grady.
The top two guys could, if some people might say Fletcher, you know what I mean? But if you want to take Fletcher out the mix, the top two guys are 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Gino and AD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Geno Atkins been giving folks work from day one.
Big duck foot.
Might be 6'1". You know what I mean? From day one. You know what I mean? So them cats, like, they ain't seen that's what they facing, which is formidable, but they ain't facing Big Baby who can house a pig.
Coming up the middle, the deflected pass, and then you got to
watch this stiff arm. Watch him at the end. Watch him use this left. Oh!
Oh, he grabbed the face mask.
Hey, I'll tell you what,
penalty.
And then he becomes an alpha.
You're right.
At 360 pounds.
I was telling dudes, I was telling Preston, they was giving him the blues for his weight. And I remember after that shit, they stopped. Well, obviously they had to, but like, I remember Mike Morris, all them boys, like, because Mike wouldn't even talk to you. I just remember Mike stepped in there, was like, where you at? Okay, you good. And I was like, shit. But again, 370 dipping down the field, it's amazing. So how would, as a big dude, how would you prepare going up against, let's say, another big dude? Because especially when y'all used to run a lot of zone scheme and try to get things moving off the line. I mean, how do you prepare for you ain't never played against like Ted, but like of course like
Ted and Big Truck.
Because Ted was in Cleveland then. That's right. Okay.
He was in Cleveland. I might have played against Ted when he was at the Raiders. Did Ted ever play for the Raiders? Yeah. Ted Washington play for the Raiders. He might have played for the Raiders.
Him and Big Sam there, right?
Sardell Sands. Was a big human. Sardell Sands the biggest human I ever seen on the football field.
For real? Bigger than Sam Adams?
Yes, Sardell had to be about 6'8", 300, 400.
He from like Mississippi, right?
Yeah, I think he's from like Mississippi. I think he weighed like 400 before, like as a player. Sardell was huge, man.
So how do you make your mind up to on the zone scheme to move a big individual like that?
If we're being real funky, we keeping it funky.
Yep.
They prepping for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they backing up off that thing.
Okay.
And like we used to play like them guys but they're harder to cut because they don't penetrate as much. You know what I mean? So you trying to go down low on them, and they really just they already there. They ain't moving. The guys that you cut easiest are the guys that penetrate. You know what I mean? So you playing guys like Sapp them, they play the zone scheme. Man, Sappy used to be backing up off the ball, trying to get around them cuts and all that. So that's what they used to do. Facing the big guys, if you got in their legs, they slowed down. Right. So it really wasn't that tough a deal. The thing is, I remember the first person I cut might have been like Keith Traylor. And that joker fell on me. I was a rookie. I was like, oh my God.
He gave it all to you?
Ooh, he gave me the splash. That boy gave me the splash, boy. They had in there? They had Keith Traylor and somebody else in the Chicago with the Bears.
It wasn't
Keith Traylor and somebody else.
It wasn't Tim. Tim was in Miami.
Tim Bowens?
Yeah, it wasn't him.
I forgot who it was.
I'm thinking of somebody with a big stank face mask, though. It's something real stank. Just no gloves. I'm trying to think, man. Somebody like that. And that's the wild thing, because, like, all right, so y'all
had Big Grady fall on me before. Remember when Grady used to be huge?
Used to be huge. So yeah, Grady's another Southern guy. He still lives in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, up on the north side.
He been bumping down that weight a little bit too, man. So
yeah, Grady done got small, man. I ain't seen him in a little bit.
So Landon keep up with Grady, man, because I think from yep. That's wild. So how did you flip that to being out there on the edge and having to be a speed guy? You know what I'm saying? So you got the nuance of the run, but then you got to flip it and be light on your feet for, handling the pass rush.
You said, how do you face a speed guy?
No, I'm just saying, it's like, on one hand, you got to get your mind right to go against somebody who's damn near 400 pounds on the run, but you can't load up and be too heavy during the week, eating your ass off, because you got to go around and still kick step out there and not give up a whole bunch of sacks. That's always that fine balance of being big and being finessing.
Yeah, you got to use what you're born with, man. A lot of guys, they don't play. You know what I'm saying? They got to realize this game is mental too.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to understand angles. And so that's why you get a lot of guys that are not as athletically gifted, but are very efficient in playing the game, because they understand angles, they understand their weaknesses, they understand where they're deficient at as an athlete, and they can get the job done. So that's key for everybody, to understand what you can do and what you can't do, understand what the scheme calls for, and understand what the guy across from you is seeing. And so, you gotta, it's all that is encompassed in one snap, knowing what you're doing, what he thinks you're doing, and the angles to get the job done. And so maybe you can be a tad quicker. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause all them guys better athletes than you.
Right.
Especially if you're offensive line, most times. You know what I mean? Those guys are better athletes than you. So you have to understand and know your personnel. You know what I mean? You knew, like, for yourself, you were gonna come with some funky hands and all that rigmarole, all that stuff. So you couldn't just throw your hands at Langston. You know what I mean? Because he was gonna slap him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You have to know who you're facing.
And that's one of the big things I think on this weight loss deal, as we try to go the other way as we get older, is you got to know you. You got to know what makes you tick. You got to know what makes, and like you said, for you, one of the big things you said earlier is that, man, I cook at home, not just because I got a bunch of kids and I'm not taking them out to eat, but that's a way for you to control what you put out there. Have you found, like, getting really serious on the grill has been a therapeutic kind of way to control the eating?
I don't know about that. It's always been therapeutic, though, for me. And plus, grilling is a healthy way to cook anyway. Right. So that works out well. That I enjoy grilling, and it's just meat and heat. You know what I mean? Ain't no grease and and butters and all that stuff. It's just meat and heat. And so you can eat as much grilled meat as you want to, especially lean meat.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that works out great for me.
Because a lot of guys we talk to, I mean, they get into, a lot of them are fasting. So, but you still want to, on the weekends, you want to have that good meal or whatever. So, you have that grill set up and you look forward to it all day. So you take it, you take your time out to get the meat. And so a lot of it all adds into it.
Learn how to just, portion control and just have some type of self-control. Like,
man, get out of here with these dirty words, man. Self-control, portion control. So is that what's working for you right now? Is it?
Yeah, you gotta have self-control. Like yesterday, I cut up some chicken breast and fried some chicken fingers for my kids. I didn't eat 12 chicken fingers.
Okay.
Could I have easily?
Okay.
Easily. I might have had 4 total.
Okay.
Like 2 when I was cooking.
Okay.
And 2 when I ate later.
You kept it honest. You kept it honest with yourself.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I could have ate 12 if I wanted to. That thing was good. I gets down. I can cook. You know what I mean? I can cook.
So you said you had to learn portion control, and I think that's really interesting because
I say guys have to learn. I guess you can say I learned too. I didn't like I said before. I never was just a huge eater. I think my mom could probably tell you that. So nobody thought I ever ate a whole bunch of food. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about what you're eating too. You know what I mean? I know what my weakness is. My weakness is sweets.
Okay.
I like sweets and bread, stuff like that.
So that's why that honey bun. That's why that honey bun be at your neck.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That's why people, if you told me I couldn't have like cheese, brownies, and bread or steak no more, I could choose one of those. Like steak can go. Bye, sir. Bye. Let me get this brownie.
Okay.
You dig? You know what I'm saying? So I know that's my weakness. That's my guilty pleasure is carbs. You know
so how do you fight that?
Just don't buy them. You know what I mean?
But you got kids in the house though, man.
Like the honey bun I just ate.
Yeah.
I had to go buy it.
So is that a tactic? You go buy one instead of go buying that.
If I want something, but am I gonna keep a box of honey buns in the house? No. You know what I mean? And so, you know what I'm saying? Do I keep sodas in the house? You know what I mean? Do I drink soda? If I want a Tahitian treat, I gotta go buy one. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a big bottle of Tahitian treat in the house. I gotta go buy a 20-ounce Tahitian treat. And I'm gonna enjoy that, cause I'm gonna live. You know what I mean? I just live responsibly as I can. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? If I want something, I go get it. I just don't keep all that stuff on hand. You know what I mean?
Definitely your environment matters. And that's one thing we found with a lot of dudes, man, is just trying to figure out, how to build that fence around yourself where, you know what I'm saying, you don't have the 12 honey buns in the box. Because you could easily breathe those in versus just having one. You got to go up to the stove with the extra little hump to it. That's a big deal. So, all right. So since we on the topic of Ultimate Good, who got the best fries for you? Who got the best fast food fries for you?
I guess McDonald's.
McDonald's still coming in there strong.
Old faithful or consistent.
Yeah. That's everybody's first real introduction.
Or like Checkers.
Okay. Checkers still coming in. What is it about Checkers? Is that seasoning joint? Seasoning,
and they normally, I guess, crispy. They do it right.
Do it right. All right. So you already said sweets is your deal. Now is it what's your favorite candy bar?
I don't do a lot of candy bars, but I like Reese's.
All right.
I'm like 2 months from now, 3 months from now, I might be like, I feel like I want a Snicker. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It might not have another Snicker for another 3 months, but just feel like I wanted one in the moment. You know what I mean?
So that Reese's technology, you're approving of all of the Reese's Thins and the peanut butter extra lover. Are you not even getting into that? You just like you classic?
I'm not with it. I'll try anything that's here's my thought. I think chocolate and peanut butter is like one of the best combos on earth. Whoever married those two,
solid.
You know what I mean? Chocolate and peanut butter just go to they really go together. So I try anything. It don't even have to be Reese's.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I done had them Dove joints with the little
the Dove high class chocolate.
But they $1 at Dollar General, my G. It's a little bag. It's a little bag with like 4 or 5 in there. You know what I'm saying? It costs $1. It's the Dove. You feel me? Dove chocolate.
So since you're a sweet dude, what's the best and worst Little Debbie cakes?
My most consumed Debbie cake would be the Nutty Buddy. Do they still call them Nutty Buddies?
Yeah, man.
That's the best. I told you I like chocolate peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? We just went over that.
Correct.
We just went over that. So there's a win. That wins for me.
You putting them in the freezer? You putting them in the refrigerator?
No, they on the shelf. They
just keep on top of that microwave. Just bam.
They just do what they do. And like I said,
right, so what's the worst one?
You'll see a box of them. I have to buy the one because if I get a box, I'm eating one every day till the box gone.
For sure.
Yeah.
Who got the worst snack then? Who's
Star Crunch? That's bottom.
Got to be real hungry to eat a Star Crunch.
Yeah, you eat Star Crunch.
Not saying I won't do it, but
correct. It just got to be like, y'all boy ain't want to trade. Like, what you got over there, man? Man, you ain't gonna eat that, man. Let me get that, man. Straight up. Shoot. What's you played in Detroit, Denver. You had your way around. Let's see if you make the same consensus. If you in Detroit, you gotta get some. You got to go to one place to eat. Where's it gonna be in Detroit?
Well, my favorite meal of the day, even though I might skip that mug, is breakfast.
Breakfast, okay.
So I'm gonna hit Connie and Barbara's on 6 Mile.
Okay, I'm assuming you having the same meal as one Sean Rogers said he's having. He said the same thing.
Is it Connie and Barbara?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you, me and Big Baby used to really come together, a meeting of the minds on that place right there.
On that set. So you getting the breakfast sandwich with the sausage? You getting the salmon cakes, grits?
Sometimes it depends, but I definitely the reason why I like Connie and Barbara's up in Detroit, you couldn't even go to the store and get the country type sausage, but they had it, and I forgot what I asked the lady where they used to buy it from one time. I forgot. Maybe it's some market around there. But they had the country linked sausage. And you couldn't buy that in none of the grocery stores up there. So that's why I like going to Connie and Barbara's. And they had the diabetes Kool-Aid on deck.
In the morning for breakfast.
No, let me tell you a quick story right quick. What time is it? Quick story right quick.
Yeah.
And so one time, I think you was still there. We probably was still there. We were there the same amount of time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we were about to play the Chiefs. This was the year we had started off good. This was 07.
We started off like 6-2, 7-2 or something like that.
Yeah. And so, but they had started tripping with me playing. I wouldn't start in verse. They started wild. I don't know why, but March was tripping on me. I hated March. You know, I wasn't the only one, but everybody pretty much did. But like, and so I'm in my feelings. I'm like, man, I ain't playing today or nothing. So I got to realize I'm gonna go to Connie Barber's. I'm gonna get me a good breakfast. I'm gonna be on the sideline chilling and everything. I forgot who they put in my place. I think they might have moved Big Wood out there to my position. They might have moved Big Wood out there to my position, and then I think he got hurt like early. I'm in there with the full stomach. I might have put down 2 Connie Barber sandwiches. Like I was real ignorant. I went real ignorant. I'm in my feelings.
You ain't even. So hold on. Did you get this and bring it to the locker room, or did you like eat this? You ain't even wait to see if you was gonna be on the dress list or not.
I dressed. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was gonna dress. You know what I'm saying? But you see what you don't realize. Most other people don't realize that in football, the only people that don't rotate is the lineman and the QB.
Correct.
QB gonna play all the snaps unless he get hurt, and the offensive line gonna play all the snaps unless he get hurt. Blow my
mind, y'all boy only dress 6 dudes. I'd be like, boy,
that ain't dangerous.
And make it. I'd be like, they be rolling the dice. I'd be like,
on the edge, bro. Like 2 people can get hurt like that with no problem, and you ain't got nothing. But that's how they do it. And so Woody got hurt, and I had to go in there. Boy, that thing was rumbling. I might have played with food up in my throat for the whole day. I was like, man, let me run this.
Big heartburn.
Oh, the big heartburn. We ended up winning that game too. I was out there tussling with Tamba Ali with a full stomach.
He gave you all that shit, angles. You got to know who you're going against. You ain't say none of that shit with that grits in your ass, did you?
Crazy out there with mad sausage, egg, and cheese on my stomach.
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you what make it so bad with that, or make it so great with that Connie and Barb's is them boys just set it off and put the jelly on it for you. We ain't gonna give you We gonna butter it, and then we gonna put strawberry jelly on it. What you think about that? Here it is.
Ask if you want jelly. We ain't even gonna ask you if you want jelly. We just gonna
I don't even think it can come like that. And that's what messed me up, because I only know a few people that put jelly on a hot link breakfast sandwich. And it's always been you know what I'm saying?
That's high level wizardry.
That's high level. Now, regular patty, I've seen that before. But on a link breakfast sandwich, man, and that's what always set it off, bro. I'm telling you. That's what always. Well, I don't know how the hell you play the football game every time. I'm gonna tell you. Here, I got another story for you. What blew my mind though, when I first got Detroit, them boys was up in there ordering. It wasn't y'all, but Sean Rogers, Lim. Them boys up in there 9:00 in the morning ordering hot dogs, barbecue sandwiches. Hey, go to this side of the stadium because they open right now with the barbecues. I'm like, boy, we about to go out here and play. I ain't going until I get this hot dog. Sean Rogers, all them boys over there. I didn't
know they was doing it like that.
Wilding, bro. Just be over there half dressed, refusing to move. Hey, until I get that hot dog, man, I'm not. I was like, boy, y'all boy wilding, boy. But I guess you get it in. All right, what's one last thing? All right, so what's George Foster from Mactown, South Georgia? What's one thing you eating now in your adult life that you be like, man, I never thought I'd grow up loving quinoa or some shit like that? You know, what's one thing you eat now that you just so...
I'm pretty regular in country, but I didn't have, I guess, what would that be? I didn't have sushi till I was grown, and I like it. So I guess you can say sushi. I was good and grown first time I had some sushi. So I guess you can say sushi, because I do have a craving for sushi sometimes. I don't do the shimmy and stuff like that, but like some good rolls, you know, an assortment of rolls. I'll take them down. No problem.
That's what I'm saying, man. Came a long way from Mactown to eat sushi and a roll, man. The avocado roll, man. That Albany roll, man. We start getting some. I get
it right.
I know for sure ain't no damn sushi out there in Albany for sure.
Yeah.
Bruh, hell no.
You know, like some of the best sushi come from this spot in Macon. Some of the best sushi, my favorite sushi come from this spot in Macon, dog. No
real?
cap. None. I swear, no cap. That's what the kids say. No, ain't no cap on it.
No cap.
You know what I'm saying? So the best sushi ever come from this spot in Macon that I ain't grew up like that, so I ain't eat it back then. But I think the spot been there for years.
Yeah.
I just didn't know about it.
That's wild. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things we always been talking about, like, man, how, you know, just what you look forward to, like, you know, vegetables or sushi, or just because that palate done got older, you know, if you ask your 12, 15-year-old self, man, what you want to eat, you'd be cheeseburgers all day, but that ain't no more. And it's quiet to see how it changes, man. Shit, you got anything else, Pete? That's good.
Nah, I think we good, bro.